is only about half of it. Like, as much as like running the whole business in terms of how we do it, I think we've realised that a bit this year that the furniture product, Tom can build the most amazing furniture product, but if you don't know how to like market it, sell it, run the business, get it out there, then like you don't.
Are you finding word of mouth is enough, or are you needing to do?
No, we do. Oh, like word of mouth for the sales has been a lot better, but we obviously with the website, with Instagram, all the social media, but also I think a really big one is just being nice to people. Like professionalism is one that doesn't come as.
So how do you deal with delays and things as far as professionalism? Because sometimes people change their mind, and that causes a delay. Which
how do you mean in terms of what we're building for them?
Absolutely.
Well,
and like, how do you maintain that time management? And we're talking about Gantt charts.
Yeah. I think it's just super important to make sure that everything is on the table before the work starts. Like you've got to make sure that the design that you've got in your head is exactly the same as the design they've got in their heads. The only way that is obviously to have a proper sketch with dimensions
and accepting points now, deposits.
Yeah, I mean deposits are a big one. Like once you've got that design organised,
the commitment to buy from the deposit.
If they put down a deposit, we always require a 50% deposit before work starts.
And we make them accept an online quote link now, which is like a contract. So
you have to, otherwise you'll.
Yeah, it sounds a bit overkill, but
it's definitely not, because otherwise you're a part of this agreement that they may not be fully.
Yeah, and it's really important to have a good drawing of what.
So how do you do the drawings?
I use SketchUp.
Yeah, kids are learning how to do that too.
I can use. I know how to use CAD probably from university.
Yes. And what CAD programs have you used?
I use Rhino most of the time.
Yeah.
And I know how to use that quite in depth, but then it's not really necessary for what I'm doing. Like it is, but it's easier to use a simple program like SketchUp.
So for SketchUp, for the detail, you'd be putting in like overall dimensions and such for the clients. But for yourself, would you be adding things like drawing methods?
Nah, they're not interested. I mean,
do you do them anyway?
We don't work off them.
No, all my drawings, unless I've got someone that's really interested in that, like 95% of our customers, I find they don't mind what drawings you use. If they've got a design of something that they do like, and there is specific drawings, you can obviously do that.
Emulate them.
But most of the time, I think it's just more important to have a basic overall picture of what the end product's going to look like, not so much what's the underside of the table going to look like, where the joint is. You know, that's the best thing.
That's the trust in you to building it.
There's got to be an element. We like to work to about 70-30, whereas they can tell you 70% of what they want, and the last 30% leave up to us to work out. We'll give you exactly how it looks, but the finer details of the end product, let us work out. Like, let us work out the best way to join the legs. Let us work out the best way for the tabletop to be fixed to the apron of the table. Like, don't if a lot of the time you'll have people that'll they'll just sit at home and Google things and then tell you how you should be doing it. And sometimes you feel like saying to them, do you want it? You should build it. And why are you telling me how to build it? You know, I'm not a
Google doesn't make an expert either, does it?
I'm not a drone. I'm not interested in just working as a slave to exactly what you want.
Yeah.
You tell me what you want, a rough outline, and I'll make it work and discuss the finer details.
And how do you find it with competition? Because you've got so much online and you display so much.
There's other people doing similar stuff to what we're doing or trying to. The biggest thing for us is quality is super important. If you and we've always had that at the forefront of everything we design, everything we build. Quality has to be there.
So when we're talking about quality, like accuracy, or you're talking about like longevity of the product.
Yeah, making a good product. You know, people.
But also,
I always someone told me once.
I was going to say, but I mean, like, not just the product though, like the way they're treated by Tom when he walks in the door. Like, I think we get all people who come back because they've like been treated badly, and then like not badly, but like maybe they got a quote and they're like, oh, like but Tom's always in it, like with the way we quote, we deal with everyone.
Explain what's happening. The process.
I think just like
And the thing is, people pay more money for a good product in the industry that we're in. There's obviously different levels of people buying furniture. You know, there's people that want to buy furniture from IKEA, and I don't think there's anything wrong with IKEA furniture. If that's your budget, and then you can get some great furniture from there. But you know, people want to spend a bit of money. They want a good quality product. So if they come in wanting to spend $3,000 on a dining table, and you say, oh, I can probably do it for $1,500, and they think, oh, okay, and you build them, and it's actually a crappy product. They would have preferred to spend $3,000 and get a really good product. They were prepared to spend, you know. So we position ourselves so that we're not charging an absolute fortune, but we're charging enough that we can put quality at the front, at the forefront of all our designers and way we work. Someone once told me, they said that price was forgotten. No, quality is remembered long after price is forgotten. So that was pretty good.
But also, like, we've just learnt, like at the beginning we used to discount a bit, like people asked you and you'd be like, oh, you felt really guilty, but then you realise that when you don't discount, which we had to make a decision that we had to stop doing, generally people do come back, and like if they don't, there's also other people that come in, like, you know, that you shouldn't waste your time like discounting and bargaining and that kind of thing, because in the end they generally come back to you.
Because you invest a lot of time in these
but if I take 25% off the price of the table, should I spend 25% less time doing it?
Good point.
Should I only give it one coat of finish? Should I only sand it a little bit? Like, you know, this is the price for the table.
So the one that we're sitting at, how long did that take you in real time to produce? And
this one was a prototype that we built probably about a year ago.
That's brilliant. It's beautiful. I'm going to take photos of it so I know what we're talking about.
I think something like this takes probably about a day and a half to make.
Why should we say that?
I don't know. I think some people think it takes, like when you say the 6-week lead time, I think they think you literally sit there for 6 weeks, like.
Oh, but there's process in letting things dry.
I mean, all up it takes, if I was to start and not finish and didn't have to wait for things to set. I mean, obviously, you build this frame has to be built.
Yes.
And it sits for 24 hours until I can do the next step.
Yeah.
And then the underbelly goes in the top, and then the legs have to be built, and they have to set before they're allowed to go onto the table. Obviously, it takes probably the best part of a week to do it.
But in real time.
Yeah, you can, exactly.
So how many projects would you have on the go at once? Even though you've got your rentals and all the other business.
Maybe like 5.
That's huge.
6.
Yeah.
This week there's 4 different clients we worked on.
And what are the 4 different clients having?
One's those 4 tables on the steel trestle legs. One is a table like this. One's a big mirror, and then the other's cafe tables.
Wow. And what if you can't make a part? Like if you couldn't make those steel legs?
Well, I don't produce the steel legs. I do the metal work. I don't have time.
Wow. So
we've got a guy that we work with, and he produces them for us.
That's fabulous.
For me to build them, it takes too much
time. But that adds value to your products.
and he can build them probably better than I could anyway, or definitely better than I could, because that's not my background isn't in welding or metalwork. I think it's really important to collaborate with people where you can, rather than trying to be the lone warrior and do everything yourself.
Yeah.
You know, let the guys doing timber work be good at that, let the guys doing metalwork be good at that, and work together rather than trying to be the guy that does everything. Because you'll burn yourself out, and you'll probably not do as good a job as you could if you brought your 2 specialties together anyway. Cool. As fun as it might be to do it all yourself, which is there's merit in that as well. If you don't have a timeline you have to meet, and you want to learn new skills, do it.
So it's just outsourcing some of the work, add time to the
but it may add time at the start, but it also reduces the time at the end for me to do it. You know, I build 4 tabletops,
and then no legs.
8 legs turn up 3 days later while I've been doing them, or otherwise I've got to spend the next week doing the legs, and then it's a good way to work.